Oh no! What happened to my project?
This looks scary, doesn't it? All that red, the warning exclamation point, media offline. Don't panic yet. Let's take a look at our project. You can see that something has been edited here, right? We can see the clips, stand up 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, have been laid out on the timeline. There's been some cutting done. The work is preserved. What's missing are the files. This can happen for a number of reasons. In this particular case, I've downloaded a DRP file from one of my students, and the path to the videos is different. The student had the video saved on their computer somewhere that made sense to them. I have the video saved on my computer, actually on one of my external drives in a different location, and the computer is confused. My computer is confused about where it should be looking. So let's take a quick look at how to fix this. I'm going to change to my list view just because that makes life a little bit easier. And these are all the files that are missing. Right? Now, if I scroll to the right, I might be able to find out where these came from. Okay, at the moment, I'm not seeing the piece of information that I want. I want to see the path that the computer is looking for. I'm going to come up here to this where all these headings are. I'm going to right click on this line anywhere on it. And what I'm looking for is file path. I'm going to turn that on. Okay, now I can come over here to my window and scroll. All right. And this tells me where the file was the last time the computer saw it. So I'm looking for Alyssa Ortez's downloads folder. Clearly, I'm not Alyssa Ortez. So what are we going to do about this? I need to tell it where the file is on my computer. I'm going to start by selecting all of these clips. In this particular case, I know that they are all located in the same folder, so this should work just fine. Then I'm going to right-click, and from the pop-up menu, I am going to select Relink Selected Clips. It's down here near the bottom. And when I click on that, I'm going to get a navigation window. Now, what I need to do is find where I have saved these same files, and these are on my Samsung Blue Drive. Edit exercises. Perfect Cup H264. This is where I recompressed it before I uploaded it for you guys to download. And then I'm going to hit the Open button. And poof, look at that. It went through and it found every file based on the file name and the location. So now that we're relinked, if I scroll over in my media pool and find that file path column, you'll see that all the file paths have been updated to where the media currently is. On this case, it's on my external drive that's labeled Samsung Blue in the folder Edit Exercises, the subfolder Perfect Cup H264. Usually, when you see this happen, one of two things has caused it. By far, the most likely thing is that you have removed whatever held the media from the computer. I see this happen constantly when there are SD cards involved, right? You take the SD card out of the camera that you've shot with, you stick it in the back of the computer. You're in such an excited hurry that you start editing straight away, and you import the media from that SD card. And you edit and everything's fine and you don't think about it. Then you save the project, you quit. You take the SD card out and you put it back in the camera because that's where it belongs, right? Then the next time you turn the computer on, all of a sudden, everything's offline, everything's red. See, the problem is the media is gone. That SD card is no longer attached to the computer. A much less likely event is when you're moving from one machine to another. And you take your copied media files and you move them to a different hard drive, or maybe you store them on Google Drive and download them again, whatever. You physically have transferred stuff from one machine to another. The new program doesn't know where those files are. You just have to tell it. And the third thing that can happen, although this is much, much less likely, is if you have actually moved or renamed the file since you started editing. So maybe you downloaded the file for the perfect cup, and then you started editing. And then somewhere later in the week, it occurs to you that having that folder of video footage in your downloads folder is a bad idea. So you move it somewhere else. You move it somewhere safe, right? You create a new folder for my class and you've moved the video footage into there. The next time you open Resolve, it's not going to know that video got moved. So it's going to look in your downloads folder. It won't find it, and it's going to give you the media offline thing. No big whoop. You just have to reconnect it. Here's how you avoid it. Make sure that you copy your footage off of your camera onto somewhere where it's going to stay. Or if you're downloading footage that I've given you, download it and put it somewhere for it to stay. I really recommend using an external drive for all of your video storage. There's a number of reasons for that, but make sure that what you do is you copy the footage you're going to use onto that external drive, or if you don't have an external drive, copy it to somewhere on your computer that you know where to find it, and then import it from that location, right? Don't import it from the SD card or don't import it from your downloads folder. Import it from the place that you have specifically put it. And you'll never see those red screens ever again. But even if you do, even if you see the red screen, don't panic. It's just telling you, I've lost track of something. I need you to help me find it.